years, the playing field has seen it all. For All Boys representing schools across South Africa, the Stor-Age All Boys Tens provided the ideal platform to settle the score. New stories would come from 2 explosive days of Tens Rugby.
First and foremost, we've got 24 sides here. They're all competing to see who is the best All Boys team in the land. Teams as far as Hilton in the Midlands to the southern suburbs boys in Cape Town to the Middelburg guys. So we've got guys from everywhere, yeah. And this is the 3rd year, so it's really grown a lot. And what we've seen is that we've got a lot more sides now. We've got 24 teams. I'm from Queen's College Boys High, and we have an All Boys team who play. And I thought, why not get them up to Joburg and get them to play here? But at the same time, I thought there are many guys who are working and who grew up from other parts. So I actually phoned them and invited them to actually play as well. What we do, this is actually a not-for-profit event. We actually raise funds to give back to kids to attend some of these great schools. We actually fund bursaries. We also help uplift schools that are around these schools that are here. And we've funded over 6 or 7 projects in the last 2 years.
It was a no-brainer to agree to be an ambassador for this initiative, to try and help plant back in the communities that gave us opportunities. I think for anybody, it's part of life's purpose, I suppose. And it excites me in the way it can still grow. I mean, it's still in its infancy at the moment, and it's still got a large scope of growth that it can reach, so that's quite exciting.
I think the expectations is a lot of fun. I mean, the guys that are here, I've been getting phone calls the past week, and it's some of the guys had blowouts on Thursday night already, but I think they're all here. The spirits are high, but it's going to be a lot of fun. It's a lot of old school spirits, and guys are playing some old school rugby here too. So
there's a lot of rivalry, not an old rivalry. So we just had St Andrews playing against Selborne on this field over here, and we've got some Joburg schools playing, some hectic. Traditional Joburg schools playing against each other. Michaelhouse, Hilton will probably be having a game later. So there's a lot of things going on the field, and there's going to be a lot going off the field here.
What's lovely about it is that those purposes have got no color. You know, these are mates you had so much fun with growing up, and you see each other now, and you know the world's problems sort of melt away in the background, and you can just focus on this moment of, you know, reconnecting and catching up, and you know, having a cold one. I think that in itself is a great example of how socially we can elevate ourselves as people. You know, to see past color and just see people, and our purpose for being on this earth is to be influential and have an impact in the lives of the very same people.
We're probably looking at about 3,000 to 4,000 people here tomorrow. Today we probably get about 1,500, but we've got a band playing tomorrow night, 2 bands actually, so one in the afternoon, one in the evening. We've got the Bok game being shown here against the Barbarians. So we've got promo girls, the beer's off, going to be flowing. It's going to be lots of yes.
While the action was intense from the outset, spirits remained high throughout the course of the weekend at Pirates Rugby Club. The passion was evident for everyone in the stands to see. The tournament, now in its 3rd edition, was taking shape, thanks largely to title sponsors Stor-Age and those involved.
How Stor-Age got involved in this initiative, I got a phone call about a year ago from a lively fellow called Nick Eyre, saying we've got this fantastic project where we help the community through social rugby, through old boys schools, where they get together, they play a bit of rugby, they have a bit of fun, some camaraderie, and so they collect money for charity. So why Stor-Age would want to be involved in an event like this, and what I saw last year that we really liked, was just the spirit that the guys had, and just their passion for rugby and their passion for community work. Stor-Age Self-Storage has been involved in community interaction from our first store in Edgemead in Cape Town. We've always invested in our local communities where we trade, And that's lovely for an event like this, where our communities where we trade are all together in one place. So that's why we like interacting here. We've always supported local sport, not just rugby. We support running, we support football, we support all kinds of sport. We like getting involved with sport, especially kids in schools. But this event and this type of initiative really epitomizes what Stor-Age likes doing. We like getting involved in our communities because that's where we trade. And without the people in those communities, we won't be able to run our facilities. So it's a very hand-in-hand type of relationship, and that's why we're here today.
The initial growth started from your former Model C schools. In the last 3 years, we've seen quite a big growth in your private schools wanting to take part, and a lot of new younger schools, the likes of CBC Boksburg and Trinity House Johannesburg. So these are new schools that are actually getting involved in this event because they want to be part of things like this. They haven't had a long history like the rest of the schools. So we definitely see a huge sort of growth in that part. The teams play traditional Tens Rugby, so it's the traditional Tens rules. They are pooled in pools of 5 teams in each pool, so there's 20 sides that play in the pool stages. They each play a round-robin stage where they play each other, and then thereafter on the second day they go off into the playoff stages. And how we rank them in the playoffs is that if you finish first in your pool, you go through the cup semis. If you finish second in your pool, you go through the plate. You finish third in your pool, you go through to bold, and fourth is shield, and fifth is the spoon trophy. So there is always something on the line here. That's what makes it fun.
We've got the Middleburg Tech guys that played in the Stor-Age Tshwane Tens last week. They went and won that, and they're coming here to defend their title too. So they definitely guys to watch out for. And Monos is Monument High, also guys that have come out. We've got a Southern Suburbs team, great running rugby they're going to be playing. And of course, don't forget about Dale College.
Dark horses would be Hilton College. I'd say they're definitely in for a run. And I would say look out for the Queens boys, because I'm from Queens.
There was certainly no love lost between rival schools on a banter-filled weekend. Not only was pride on the line, but also bragging rights inside the pub. While the drinking arm remained strong between and after matches, the pace, or lack thereof, coming from the old legs surprised a few. Great hands were on display, and the skills were there to match.
This event is just growing, every year it's growing. I think it's just a great initiative to get, to get the old boys together and get the guys, back on the rugby field.
This is my 3rd time I've been part of the Josie Tens from the beginning, where we started at Diggers. It's very nice, and after seeing the guys on Supersport the other night, I really want to take the cup just to show that Queens has the capabilities of winning their own tournament. So it's going to be very, very cool to actually lift that cup and show everybody what we're capable of.
In 2014, we won the inaugural competition. We were unbeaten. Last year, we came 5th. We won the Shield, and Middleburg won it last year, the new boys. We try to keep that camaraderie between the old boys going, and this is a perfect platform that Old Boys 10 has provided for us. It's the best way actually to settle old boy rivalries, because everyone's like, yeah, we won in 2006 or we won in 99. Well, here's another platform, and this is actually absolutely perfect.
The Gias, it's all about Gias. Boys get together, have a time together, get away from their girlfriends, wives, you know how it goes. It's a whole boys event. It's unbelievable. It's honestly unbelievable, and that's what we come back for.
We thought playing touch, running around with the guys will get us to where we want to be, but little did we know that that doesn't help. So I think you need at least good 2 months of practice with the team and a bit of contact and endurance training. So, I mean, this is quite a demanding task to come and play for 20 minutes flat out, making tackles, getting up. So, yeah, it is quite demanding. So you need to be quite fit.
Some of the guys, I think we've got a guy that's 34 in our team. We've got a young guy who's, 23, so it's a bit of a mixed bunch. I think from every year, St Andrews would love to have a team in.
The standard is a very high standard, and I think a lot of the old guys enjoy coming back and playing the game, but I think there's a lot of good things that's going to come from this, and it's been attracting a lot of good players, and it's been an overall very good standard.
Yeah, we like to think we're still good, and we can play the game, but shortly afterwards, we reminded that we all just mates at the end of it. So yeah.
2 games yesterday, I'm already broken. A couple of the boys at the back there also broken. But it's worth it. The 2 days of rugby is totally worth it. I mean, we'll be hurting for a week, but ultimately you want to do it. You want to be a part of this group. It's unbelievable.
As defending champions, we were trying to defend our cup. It's going to be difficult, but it's going to be a lot of fun as well. We came here today with 2 games, won 2 out of 2, so tomorrow we play another 2 and then go up to the semi-finals. But yeah, ultimately it's all about having fun and enjoying it, but trying to defend our Pirates Old Boys Tens Cup as well.
Middleburg underlined their status as favourites with back-to-back wins on day 1. Jeppe and Trinity House opened with 2 wins apiece, while it was a mixed bag for most of the competing sides. The 2016 edition was a first for Cape Town schools. Old boys from around the Western Cape came together to form a lively Southern Suburbs team. The Old Boys from the Cape thoroughly enjoyed their time and even promised to reunite for years to come.
Last year I came to watch my mates from Hilton play, and I was quite actually disappointed there wasn't one Cape Town school here. And I just thought, being from Cape Town, like we've got some strong boys who can actually play some rugby. So I threw the message out to Robes, and without knowing it, we got 30 Oaks who were keen to come, and 8 guys flew in from Cape Town. We got probably more internationals, we can say, than any other team here. It's quite a lack of vibe.
We didn't perform too well today because I think we had a proper jaw last night. And again, we like that. It's having a good time with a bit of rugby on the side. That's what this is all about.
This was great. We're all working professionals now. We all still think we can play rugby. We've learned this weekend we can't. Somehow all the Bishops boys in our team have got injured. I'm having a dig at the Oaks now. But yeah, no, Oaks are mates, and it's really cool. You meet some good guys. It's good interaction and networking for work, and it's been a good weekend, yeah. No, we'll be back here. It's quite nice. We've started a tradition that we're hoping is going to go on till we old men. And coming from Cape Town, we're a proud province. The best is everyone hates us, you know, because of our mountain. You know, the mountain is cool. And yeah, no, we've started something. But as Robe said, Bishops, Rondebosch, Wynberg, and Sachs, and Redham, where I'm from. At school, the guys don't like each other. You couldn't get it closer knitter boys here right now. And the guys, surprisingly, will die for each other. Half of them have and are in the hospital now, but yeah, we'll do it.
After the break, action from day 2 at the Stor-Age Old Boys Tens. The Stor-Age Old Boys Tens headed into the second day of competition at Pirates Rugby Club in Johannesburg. Bruising battles from the day before and the evening's festivities had led to some sore minds and aching bodies. Medical support was on hand to assist.
They don't have the strength to start with, they don't have the endurance, so that's why the game's only 20 minutes, because they just can't do much more than that. But the biggest thing, I think, is the knocking. You know, at a schoolboy level, these guys get really used to it, and obviously at your higher level as well, they are hitting bags all the time, they're playing against each other, so they're constantly taking knocks, and you become immune to it. These guys, you know, they haven't had those knocks for so long, everything bruises them, you know, everything makes them sore. So yeah, it's a huge part of what we're doing. So it's making sure we've got enough staff here So I think we've done well this year. We've got 4 physios on at all times, and yeah, trying to move through the guys. Today has been very busy. Yesterday was much better because I think everyone was fresh and they were just excited, so they were going at it. But today they're sort of feeling the effects of yesterday. You know, old boys, the conditioning's just not there. They're not used to taking all those knocks all the time. So today they're feeling a little bit more bruised, a little bit more sore. Everything's a bit tighter. So definitely working a lot harder today than we were yesterday. The 2 main ones we've got are hamstrings and knees. Big ones. So obviously the hamstrings, they're not running at this pace on a day-to-day basis. So they take off on the field here and hammies are not happy at all. Not major tears or anything, just niggles, you know, just not so happy. And then knees, so the stepping, you know, the movements they've got to do on a field here, the knees are not quite used to those. Most of these guys, they're coming out, this is their only tournament for the whole year. So it's really upsetting for them when they get a major injury and they maybe have to go to hospital or something, and that's really not what they wanted. And then, yeah, I mean, they can't enjoy the rest of the tournament. So, yeah, it's not great, shame. But only a handful, not as many as I maybe thought we'd have. I think a lot of them do go through the paramedics as well, the more serious ones. One of the big things I'm trying to get them to do is to try not to drink between games. You know, this sort of tournament, that's what they're all here for. Like, it's to be with their old mates and have a jaw. So they've got to try and limit that when something's niggling them. Because once you're injured, you don't heal as well when there's alcohol in the system. So we're trying to get them to limit that as much as possible. Yeah, and then really good warm-ups. So most of the teams have been pretty good this year about making sure they're warming up in advance for their games. But yeah, I think some of the guys just sort of want to run out there and just, you know, play some rugby and just have fun, and they don't realise how important that warm-up is, and especially with their conditioning. So because it's not there, it's even more important that they warm up properly.
After the conclusion of the pool matches on the second morning, the business end got underway with the respective semi-final matches. Monument advanced to the spoon final at the expense of a Soweto Old Boys side containing former Springbok prop Lawrence Parker. Bonus's first win of the tournament saw them set up a final duel with St. Albans, who earlier defeated the Wits Kurus 10 points to 7. Next up, Hilton and Gray, who finished 4th in their respective pools and contested the second semi-final of the Shield competition. On the line was a place in the decider against the Southern Suburbs boys, who got the better of Queens, winning 17-5 in their last 4 encounter. The Old Boys from the Midlands in KwaZulu-Natal progressed to the Shield decider. Teams that had finished 3rd in their pools competed for a place in the bowl final. Awaiting the victor of the Dale Pretoria Boys High clash was Selborne College, who eliminated